What's up guys, welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is La and today we're going to be looking at this melodic techno style lead inside of Serum. You could possibly make it in other synths as well, but with Serum we can make use of quite a lot of the different parameters in there to make it sound a bit more unique, which is what I'm going to show you. So let's have a little listen to the demo and then we'll dive into the sound design. And then we'll just have a listen to it solo so you get a real idea of what we are making. Move it along. So the character of it is very plucky. It's also got this slight digital tone to it and a little bit of noise in there. It's also reacting to velocity, so you can see the velocity is different on these notes here, and all I've done is if you just highlight everything and then you put this random velocity here, you just click it, it will randomly change the velocity. You can also do that in yourself and put the velocity how you want, but I quite like the randomness of it. Feels a bit more human. If it wasn't like this and it was all the same, that could be good on like a build up or something like that, or maybe on a main drop. But when it's normally playing, it's good to have that little bit of movement in there. So we just bring this down. Then we just, with this parameter here, if you have it all the way up, it will be too crazy. The velocity will be all over the place. If you bring it down a little bit, it'll dial it in. So you can hear it's all up and down. It's quite a big part of the sound, so it's important to bear that in mind. All these sounds that you hear, including the drums and this pad that I have at the bottom and the presets and the MIDI, are all taken from the Melodic Techno Academy, which just came out and I was a part of. I did a little module on low end hacks, so check that out. I'll put the link down below and you guys can grab all the sounds there. But let's dive into the sound design. I'm just going to grab an EQ now as well. I always like to do sound design with an EQ on so I can actually see where the frequency is sitting. If it's too low, if it's too high, something like that. But we don't need to do anything on it, we'll just leave it there as an analysis thing. Okay, cool. So for the sound design, let's make this a little bit bigger. So let's actually start on the left here, the sub oscillator. Turn this off for now. We're going to put it onto this square wave / pulse width. We're going to drop it down an octave and then we're going to turn it down a little bit. So this is going to add that lower body to the sound. We'll filter everything, so we're going to filter all of these. We haven't turned them on yet here, but we want to filter them anyway, otherwise it sounds a bit nasty and loud. And then we're going to bring on this oscillator A. And with this oscillator A, we're going to put it onto this kind of digital one, this ethos digital. And we're going to bring this up. If you don't bring the wavetable position up, you basically get no sound there. As you can see, it's just a straight line. But we bring this up. So it's a little bit like a noise oscillator. So bring it up to around here, and we're also going to change it a little bit. We're going to put this bend, and you can bend the waveform. It will just give it a different tone. And we're going to do this, and we're going to have it moving with an LFO or something like that. We'll do it afterwards. And then we want to bring this down an oscillator as well. Let's have a listen to it as it is now. Yeah, let's add a bit of width. Just 2 voices. So that's just, this is taking care of the side frequencies. Bring the detune down. Yeah, so just to focus in, this is the sub oscillator. And then with this on, oh sorry, I don't know why that didn't turn off. This is the sub oscillator. And then this is the ethos digital oscillator. You can hear it's very digital, it's got quite a unique tone. But yeah, we'll leave that on, and then we're going to add the third oscillator. This one is going to be a little bit more harmonic, I guess, or more pleasing. And this is going to be on this CJW, and this just makes it so we can morph between the waveforms, because we're going to do that also with an LFO. So we bring this around here. This one can have quite a bit of unison as well, and then drop down. Bring the volume down on this one. There we go. So we mostly want to hear this one. And then this one's just adding a little bit of tonality. Okay, so let's just bring the volume down. It's very loud. Okay, and now we need to shape the sound. We've got the tonality we want, but we need the shape to shape the sound. So all you need to do is bring the cutoff filter down a bit. We're going to shape the amp envelope first. Nice plucky shape. Bring this down, a little bit of release, and then pinch this down a little bit as well, so it's going to make it more snappy. You can hear it just. You don't need to hear it too much because we're going to open it up with another envelope, which is this one here. Similar shape, very plucky, maybe a bit more release here, maybe a bit more decay as well, and then we'll just add this over here. And there we go, we've pretty much got the sound. Now we're going to add a bit of drive, a bit of fat, just to fatten it up and drive it. And then a little bit of portamento is quite nice. Put this always on. It won't be too obvious because the notes aren't overlapping at the minute, but some of the tails will glide a little bit. Let's put a bit more release. A bit more release on the amp. Okay, cool. So now we have the majority of our sound. Let's add a bit of noise. This one we can put it onto this pink noise, or you can choose one that you like, to be fair. Put it onto a one shot. This isn't going to be super obvious until we really open it up, but it adds a little like a little bit of noisiness there, and that's what we want. So let's now add some distortion, and we're going to add a diode. This is a very heavy distortion. Bring the mix down. Turn this on and off so you can hear. It's fattening the sound a little bit. It's actually adding a bit of volume as well. It's also adding a little bit of crunch. If I exaggerate this, that's what we're adding. A little bit of that. Okay, cool. Let's add a delay. Filter it. Bring the mix down a little bit. Bring the feedback down a bit. And then you can offset this if you like. Nice. And now let's add a reverb. Put it onto the plate. Bring it down a little bit just to relax it a little. You can bring a little bit of the low cut up so it doesn't reverb these low frequencies. That's nice, just a little sense of space, and then a compressor at the end. It's already doing a bit of compression there where it's set, so we'll leave the threshold as it is. You can play with the attack. If you put the attack really low, it's going to grab the initial pluckiness, the initial transient. If you loosen it, it's going to allow for a lot of it to come through. We want to tame a little bit of that initial transient and then make up for a bit. So by adding makeup or adding gain for the sound that you've taken away, which is the initial transient, the initial click, we're going to be then adding volume to the reverb, the delay, the tail, which makes it feel more fat and more glued. Cool, nice, sounding really good. Okay, so now we have our sound. We want to now add the velocity thing that I was showing you with the MIDI at the beginning. It's important that you do this so you can have the sound react to velocity. So let's add a velocity onto a few things. We can add it onto the cutoff filter. Maybe a little bit less so it's not super aggressive. You can actually have it go both ways as well, so as the velocity is going up and then down, it's going to react to the cutoff filter, but you might not like this, but we'll just try it. I always forget which, there it is. So it's shift, option, and then click, and it will send it both ways like this. So now it's dipping the cutoff filter a little bit when the velocity goes down. Okay, let's add this onto the pan as well a little bit. And you can go kind of crazy with this. It will add a lot of different dynamics to the sound. So let's add it onto the noise. Yeah, just a little bit there. We can add it onto the decay as well. So this is the decay of envelope. Oh no, that's envelope 1. Let's put it onto envelope 2. Could do it on envelope 1 as if you wanted, but we're going to put it on envelope 2 as that's the thing that's opening the sound up. So let's put it here. Let's have it go both ways again. Now it seems quite random because the MIDI velocity is random, so that's where you can dial in the velocity and maybe accentuate on some of the higher notes, accentuate on some of the end notes, things like that. I quite like things being random. I think it feels a little bit like human and not predictable. So I'm going to leave it as it is. There was one other thing we're going to do is just adding a little bit of variety or movement to the waveform. So we can do that with an LFO. So we'll put this onto, let's put it onto here, the bend. Have it go quite quick. Yeah, and we can actually put velocity on, say, like this wavetable position. So that's adding that movement as well. We can also put a bend onto here, or let's try that kind of asylum and put this here. And then we'll put like a LFO on here. This is just very little touches that are going to add a little bit of difference to the sound, and we can make this really quick. So you can hear it. We can see more than you can hear that it's moving the waveform a lot. It's going to add a little something. Let's just solo it so we can really hear. And we'll bypass it. Try again. Yeah, so it's adding this really subtle fluctuation of the waveform. Alright, cool. So we bring everything back on. And if you want to go a bit further, you can actually, there's one other thing I've not added, is adding velocity to the amp envelope. So this is important as well. So you go here, and then we go to the amp. So this is the only place where you can do this, is in the matrix. And you go to global and then amp. So the amplitude of the sound will differ for velocity, which is what we want. The more you bring that up, the more extreme that is. Cool, and there we go. We have our sound. So have fun with this one, guys. Use it in your projects. Modify it however you want. If you just want to grab the sound, again, the link will be down below in the description. Thank you very much, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.